Hi, this is Beth Beard from MyLittleCraftBlog.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this little gift box that holds these little Russell Stover chocolate covered caramel hearts. And the chocolates I purchased at my local drugstore. So the first thing I have here is a piece of soft suede cardstock that measures 5 inches by 10.5 inches. And we're going to score it at 2 inches, 2 3/4 inches, 6 3/4 inches, and 7.5. Then we're going to rotate it, and we're going to score it 1/4 inch. Now what I do with my paper trimmers, if I'm cutting or scoring anything less than 1 inch, I use the marks on this side. So we'll line it up to 1/4 inch, and now I'm going to turn it to now my score line is on this side, and put it back in my paper trimmer and score it 1 inch, 4 inches, and 4 3/4 inches. Now we'll fold on the score lines. And now you may notice that down here on the bottom, this square right here, rectangle I should say, is much smaller than this one up here at the top. This larger one up here at the top is actually going to be the lid for our box, or the flap. That's this section right here. So holding our cardstock with the smaller rectangle at the bottom, we're going to make a cut. We're going to go over to the second score line, and we're going to go up to the second score line. And then when we make our cut on this side, we're going to make our cut at the first score line. And there's a little rectangular piece right here. We're going to cut that off. And we'll do the same on this side. Count over to the second score line and go up to the second score line. And make your cut here at the first score line and cut off this little piece. Okay, now we'll turn it around. Now this is the larger one. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to count over to the second score line and go up to the second score line. But what we're going to do different this time is we're going to make our cut at the second one. Here's the first, here's the second. So we're going to cut there. And do the same on this side. Count over 2 and go up 2. And make your cut over here on the second one. Alright, so now your box should look like this. So now we'll apply sticky strip to these two flaps and fold these up. We'll place a small piece here. And here. And now we're going to turn it, and we're going to put a piece of sticky strip along this edge right here up to the score line, but we're not going to cross it, and that would be the first one. So it goes right along the edge. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Now before we assemble our box, I've got my Pinking Hearts border punch, and we're going to punch a decorative border up here on the top. Okay, now we're ready to assemble our box. So we'll remove the red backing, and we'll line up our edges. Carefully line up these edges. Okay. Now I've got some soft and a stamping sponge. And we're going to sponge all of our edges. Next, I've taken a piece of real red cardstock that measures 2 1/4 by 2 3/4, and I have a piece of real red Patterns Designer Series paper that measures 2 inches by 2 1/2 inches. And this we're going to layer on top of the cardstock. And then we'll attach this to the front of our box. And now we're going to take a piece of 5/8 inch real red grosgrain ribbon, and we're going to tie just a simple knot over here on the side of our box. And we'll trim the edges. Okay, next I've taken a piece of soft suede cardstock that measures 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. And I've got my ticket corner punch, and we're going to punch all 4 corners. We'll take our soft suede ink and we'll sponge these edges. Now I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 1 inch by 1 3/4, and our Stamp Our Greeting, which is Be My Valentine from the Delightful Dozens. And I've got some real red classic ink, so we'll stamp our image. And we're going to layer that on top of our soft suede. Smells on the back. And this is going to go a little bit off center on the front of our box because of where our bow is. Now I've got another piece of scrap soft suede and a little heart punch. So we'll punch out a heart. And we'll sponge those edges too. Now we'll take a mini glue dot and we'll attach our heart to our greeting. And now I have a real red button that I've taken some linen thread and just threaded it through the buttonholes and tied a simple little bow. And we're going to take another mini glue dot and we're going to place it on the bottom half of our button. I think I'll put 2 on there. And we'll close the lid for our box and center our button. And the reason I put the adhesive on the bottom portion of the button is because I didn't want it on the upper portion, because I wanted to use that to tuck my lid in to keep it closed. So there you go. Now we'll put our chocolates inside. And there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.